So distance formula has its given formula of d is equal to the square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared. All right? So in given 2 points, there is a distance that we can measure by using the given formula. So for example, we have 2 points. 2 points given, for example, let's try to graph and give points. For example, we have -4 and 5, -4, 2, -4, 2, and 5, 6. 5, 6. This is another point. 5, 6. Point 1 and point 2. Okay? Then we have to connect those 2 points. We will connect this. And there is a distance from these 2 points. Okay, so what is this distance? So we will not be measuring the distance by using a ruler, but we have to use the formula. All right. So the formula is x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared. So what are we going to do here? We just identify the given x sub 1, y sub 1. The point 2 is x sub 2, y sub 2. We will just plug it into the formula, then you can find the distance. So distance is equal to the square root of x sub 2 is 6, x sub 1 is -4. So that is negative and -4. And then it will become positive. And y sub 2 is 6 minus y sub 1 is equal to 2 squared. Okay? And then after that, we have to operate. So 6 plus 4, it will become 10. 10 squared plus 6 minus 2, it will be 4 squared. So distance, therefore, is 100 plus 16. So it is 116. So if you are going to get that in the calculator, so square root of 116 is equal to 2 square root of 29. So you can do this as radical form, or it can be in decimal form. Is it clear? That is distance formula. So let us try another example. What about when you are looking for the vertices given, example 2, the vertices given, H is 4, 5, O is 1, 1, T is 5, -2. Show that it is an isosceles triangle. What do we mean by an isosceles triangle? So it's an isosceles triangle, 2 sides of the triangle are equal. So let us try to identify the distances of each 2 points. All right, so let us try first the first point, which is H. H is 4, 5. The second is O is at 1, 1, and T is 5, -2. All right, so let us try to plot the points. So 4, 5, 4 and 5. We have 1, 1, and we have 5, -2. 5, -2. So these are the given points. So again, this is H, which is 4, 5. And we have O, which is 1, 1. And we have T is 1, 5, -2. T is 5, -2. So this is O. So what are we going to do? We just connect the points first so that we can form a triangle. All right. And then we have also this and this one. So let us try to, I'll try to balance this if we can. All right. So we have also this line and this line. All right. Okay, so now we have this triangle. But we need to know if the given points are the vertices of an isosceles triangle by identifying the distances of these three sides. So the first one, let us try to have distance 1, we have distance 2, and distance 3. If two sides of the triangles are equal, then it is an isosceles triangle. So let us try to have our distance 1. Distance ones have points from O to H. So distance O to H, we will try to identify our x sub 1 and y sub 1. X sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. So if we have x sub 2 is 1 minus x sub 1, which is 4 squared, and y sub 2 is 1 minus y sub 1, which is 5. Then we have to square. Okay? So again, let us identify the distance formula. Distance formula is distance is equal to the square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared. And after that, we are going to operate 1 minus 4 is negative 3 squared plus 1 minus 5 is negative 4 squared. Then you have to do 9 plus 16, which is equal to 25. And then the square root of 25 is 5. So this is distance 1, which is equal to 5. So let us try to find distance 2. So distance 2 have the points. Distance 2, let us try to identify. Distance 2, we have the square root of the x sub 2. What is the value of the x sub 2? Distance 2 is here. So let us try to say that this is x sub 2 and y sub 2. Since we have h, which is on, let's ht, right? So x sub 2 is 5 and x sub 1 is 4 squared plus y sub 2, which is negative 5, negative 2 minus 5 squared. So therefore, we have 5 minus 4 is 1, 1 squared, and negative 2 minus negative 5 is negative 7 squared, and that would be 1 plus 49, which is equal to the square root of 50, which is the square root of 50 is 5 square root of 2, right? So that is distance 2. Now let's try to find the distance 3. So the distance 3 is, so let us presume that this is x sub 1 and this is y sub 1, right? So that is from the point O. So we are now on point OT. I mean the distance OT. So let's try to have x sub 2, which is 5, and x sub 1 is 1 squared, and then y sub 2 is negative 2 minus 1 squared. So therefore, we have 4 squared plus negative 3 squared, which will be equal to 16 plus 9. And 16 plus 9 is the square root of 25, which is equal to 5. So what have you noticed about the two distances, distance 1 and distance 3? Look at those distances. We have both equal to 5 units. So it means that if two sides of the given triangle are equal, then therefore, the given points, you have to say, therefore, the given points are the vertices, the given points are the vertices of an isosceles triangle. Vertices of an isosceles triangle. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, if you are asked to find the perimeter of the triangle, so for example, find the perimeter of the given triangle. So since perimeter is sum of all the sides, so perimeter is equal to, we will just add distance 1, distance 2, and distance 3. So that is 5 plus 5 plus 5 square root, or 5 square root of 2. So we have to add, we cannot add those two. So we have the perimeter, 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 5 square root of 2. If you want to find this perimeter by 5 square root of 2, then you can change it like in decimal, it's 7.1. So you can say that 10 plus 7.1. To be exact, the perimeter is 17.1. Okay? So that's how you will get the perimeter. Because in other example, you have to look for the perimeter of the given triangle. Okay, so that's clear. Now let's go to another example, which, what about when you are asked to find the collinear points? Okay, so let us see. What do you mean by collinear? Collinear are points that lie on the same line. So let us try the given points. Points T, R, and I. So I'll try to find T. T, which is 7, 5. Next, we have R is 4, 4. And next, we have I is 5, negative 1. So let's try to plot the points. So 7, 5, which is the point T, 7, 5. Next, we have 4, 4. 4, 4. We have 4, 4. And we have 5, negative 1. 5, negative 1. Where is the 5, negative 1? It should be here. Again, 7, 5, 4, 4, and 5, negative 1. All right. Let us try it. I think that should be negative 5, 1. Because here in the example, they plotted in negative 5, 1. So let us change that. So that should be negative 5 and 1. Because if you'll plug negative 5, negative 1, if you'll plot it, it is on the 4th quadrant, right? So this should be, change that. So there is a mistake in the book. So that would be negative 5, 1. So negative 5, 1 is here. So let us change that. Okay. So let us plot and let us try to connect the points. All right. It is actually, if you will try to answer that, it is collinear already. So they lie on the same line, right? So let us put the names R4, 4 and 7, 5. But how will you know without graphing that if these points are collinear? So let us try to have the distances. So let us first find TR. TR, then RI. Where is the I? So this should be I. RI and RT. So let us try to find all of these given. TR, RI, TI. TR, RI, and TI. All right. TR, RI, and TI. So let's try to find TR. So TR, let us have from these points that this should be x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. So when we have x sub 2 is 4 minus 7 squared plus we have 4 minus 1 squared. So that would be square root of negative 3 squared is 9. So let's do shortcut 3 minus. So that should be 9 also. So that would be square root of 18, which is equivalent to 3 square root of 2. Because this is the square root of 9 times 2. 9 square root of 9 is 3. and square root of 2. Let's go to T or Ri. So this is TR. Let's get now the Ri. Ri, we have this point. So let us say this is x sub 1, y sub 1. So if we have that, even these are interchanged, so you have to make sure that you are doing the right points, okay? There is no problem if this should be x sub 2 and y sub 2. So x sub 2 is 4, and then x sub 1 is 7 squared, and y sub 2 is 4, and y sub 1 is 5. You have to square, so that would be negative 3 squared is 9,
Sir, is
and then
I really letter? I mean, is I really 7.5 po?
what was that? Negative,
Is is I really 7.5 po?
it should be negative 5, 1, 5 negative 1,
Eh,
right? Yeah, yeah. Thank you. So 5 negative 1. So that would be, so 4 minus 5, right? 4 minus 5. 4 minus 5. And negative 1 squared, it should be 1, right? So 1 squared is still 1 plus, and then that would be 4 minus minus 1. So that would be 5. So this should be 1. And it's positive 1 now because they are both negative. So that would be 5 squared, which is 25, right? So it will become square root of 26. Again, 7. Let's go
Sir?
back to Ri. 4 minus 5 and 4 minus minus 1. Yeah? 4 minus minus 1 is 5. So 5 squared is 25, right? Okay, let's go now to Ti. We are getting Ri, right? Ri. Now let's go to Ti.
Sir,
Ti.
sir.
sir, for
The
or I
TR
okay.
po,
Ah,
it's
sorry. This should be, yeah, wait.
4
Ri is
minus
this,
5.
right? 4 minus 5 and 4 minus minus 1, right? This should be Ri. Now let's go to Ti. Yes, what is that?
Sir, uh RI po, right? It's 4 minus negative 5 po, so it's gonna be 4 plus 5
Ah, that's
because the
negative
5,
5.
yes po.
Okay, let's go back. That is negative 5. Let's change it again. And this is positive 1. All right. So let's do it again. So it would be 4 minus minus 5. That would be 9, right? So 9, that would be 81, correct? 9, 4 plus 5 is 9. So 81. And then 4 minus 1 is 3, correct? That should be 4 minus 1. That would be 3. So 4 minus 1 is 3 squared. So that should be 9. That's correct. And then 81 plus 9 is 90. So the square root of 90 will be 3 square root of 10, right? Okay. Now let's go to TI. TI is 7. Okay, let us see. X sub 2. So let us try this is X sub 2. This is Y sub 2 now. So negative 5 minus 7 squared plus Y sub 2 is 1 minus 5 squared. So therefore, we have the square root of negative 5 minus 7 is negative 12 squared is 144 plus 1 minus 5 is negative 4. That would be 16. So it should be 144 plus 16, which you will get 160. So let's try to get 160. So 160, it's 4 square root of 10. right? Is that correct? So let us see this again. Let's go back to TR. TR is TR. TR. 7 or 4 minus 7 is negative 3. Squared is 9. 4 minus 5. This should be 5, right? 4 minus 5. There's a mistake here. 4 minus 5. TR. 4 minus 5. That will be negative 1. So it should be negative 1 squared. It should be 1. So that would be square root of 10. So there is a mistake again. So that is the square root of 10. So it is square root of 10. Now, if you will try to add and find if they are collinear, make sure that when you add the value of the TI, which is what? TI is 4 square root of 10. When you add RI and TR, it should be 4 square root of 10. So what's the value of RI? RI is a 3 square root of 10. And what about, where is it? What about TR? TR is a square root of 10. So we can say that TR or TI as the full line, it should be the sum of TR and RI. So since TI is 4 square root of 10 and TR is, what's the value of the TR? It's square root of 10 plus RI. RI is 3 square root of 10. Then if you will add these, they are equal. So therefore, these two TR, RI, and TI are the points given. Therefore, the given points are collinear. Clear? The given points are collinear. Did you get it? Any question for this example? Do you have any question about this? No more questions? Now, you can be able to solve now the practice application so that you can identify and apply the formula, all right? Use the distance formula to find the distance between P and Q. All right? PI and to determine the following triangles with the given vertices are isosceles, right, or neither. What do you mean by right triangle? When it is right triangle, it makes sure that it will apply this Pythagoras theorem. All right? Get all the sides and apply it in here so that you can be able to find if it is a right triangle. Okay? So that is from numbers 1 to 15. Again, numbers 1 to 15, all odd numbers only. Odd numbers, okay? Clear? Numbers 1 to 15, all odd numbers. All right?